Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. Today is going to be the first episode of a new series I'm starting that I'm calling Comp Diaries. And basically, it's a series that I'm going to do similar to a series like that maybe Throne, if y'all know Throne, YT, the Madden YouTuber does, where with his series Inside the Mind, where basically he just goes through a game that he plays. He does his live. I'm going to do mine in post commentary. I'm watching back a game right now, but he goes through a game he plays and explains what he's doing and basically how he plays to win or lose. But I'm going to be doing this in competitive games, and specifically really good competitive games, like close games that I play, to explain the decision making that I make, the decisions that I make that like are mistakes and mess me up and wind up resulting in me making bad plays and things like that, and how those either contribute to me winning or me losing depending on the way that game is. So for the first episode, I'm actually going up against, in this game, I'm going up against Ronworld. If y'all don't know who that is, he's a top 5 player in the world, I would say, on 2K right now. I'm playing him in a tournament. ImJustIsaac, if y'all know who that is running a tournament called Dream League. I would recommend going and following that Twitter page, Stream League 2K. And they run a competitive seasons tournament. And this is actually the first season of that, and this is a regular season game that I played against him earlier today, actually. And I thought that this game would be a great example of a game to watch back and show basically what happened and how that contributed to this being such a good game, and basically just go through it and explain the decision making and my thought process in that game. So before we hop into it, if you haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're pushing towards 2,000 subscribers slowly but surely, and I'd really appreciate any and all support on the video. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into it and take a look at this game. So this game against Ron was a really good game. This was one of the best games that I've played this year for sure. Me personally, I didn't start this game sweating and taking it the way that seriously as I probably should have. I'm getting in my Freelance Hawks 2018, which is the best freelance to be in, I think, just for pure floor spacing. Nice speed glitch there. I get a wide open shot, but I miss it. And then I'm obviously immediately putting in my defensive settings. He gets a contact dunk with LeBron. It happens. You pretty much got to let it go. I throw it ahead to Tjayerrday. This is a good throw ahead pass and a good take, honestly. He blocks it out of bounds, but there's really nothing I can do about that. I took a good shot there. That throw ahead pass is something that you'll notice that I look for a lot, and that a lot of competitive players look for a lot if you watch. Just complete mistake right there. Complete brain fart. I don't really know why I threw that, in all honesty, and it obviously turns into a dunk on the other end of the court. It's my fault. It's a bad start to the game. Down 4-0, obviously. And I did not start this game off well, but y'all will see this does turn into a really good game. And nice behind the back there, trying to keep my floor spacing, being patient on offense. And I didn't mean to go up there. I'm not actually sure what I tried to do there, but I didn't try to shoot. I remember being annoyed that happened. Thankfully, he misses that wide open shot with takeover. I got blessed and he missed that, or otherwise this could have been an even worse start. But I just started horribly. But the first thing that I will point out in competitive games is very important to try to maintain your spacing and continue to be patient, because you don't want to turn the ball over a lot. You don't want the floor to become cramped, and I think those are that's just a big thing to make sure you do. Great move there. Get an ankle breaker animation and attack the rim for a showtime dunk. And y'all will see in this game, both me and Ron are being very patient for the most part. A lot of good decisions. Obviously, I'm setting up my defensive settings right now as I can in game. I have a video on both my offensive and defensive settings up on my channel if y'all want to take a look at those. I've been running the same settings for months now. Pretty solid defense there. He gets a relatively open shot, knocks it down with takeover. It happens. We are playing on Hall of Fame, so obviously whites are not going to go in as much, but you will see they do go in a decent amount at different points for both of us in this game. Nice move there by me, just throwing ahead. Again, throwing that throw ahead pass, getting an easy dunk out of it. And you'll notice I look for those a decent amount, simply because anytime you can get a free bucket in a competitive game, you'll obviously take that. I'm blitzing the screen there. I'm trying to rotate from wings as well. Just trying to present different looks is something that you'll notice that competitive players do a lot of. Great pass there. He could have gone up and probably gotten a layup there. He gets a wide open shot, doesn't green it, gets a putback dunk. It happens. I get a wide open shot. I can't be mad that he got a bucket out of that possession, even though I don't know. I thought I played pretty good defense. I can't be giving up wide open shots like that. And then I'm gonna skip ahead real quick just because this section is kind of, I paused to make a defensive adjustment, then I rated a team. So, but good speed boost there, getting to the rim. That's a long athlete, a layup animation. Long athlete is the primary layup package that you'll see on most cards, and it gives you those layup animations that are very hard to block, hard to contest. So he basically glides through KP and gets an open look there. Again, not good defense. I got lucky he missed, but I gave up a bad shot because I over-rotated. I just can't be doing that. Honestly, probably should have taken my throw ahead there. If I throw that ahead to Ben or Bill, I probably have a dunk. Instead, I stop on the break. Another wide open shot, just like Ron. I can't green. Not a great start, in all honesty, for either of us on the offensive end of the court, and he gets an and-one contact dunk, which, again, there's not really much you can do about that. You kind of just got to throw your hands up and hope you get him next time. Really, really good defensive possession here by Ron, by the way. He clicks onto Paul George. If y'all see right there how he clicked onto Paul George to adjust back to the pot man. I thought I had an open pot man. He baited me really, really well. Calling my pick and roll. I thought he was going to sit there. I thought PG was going to follow my PG. He clicks on and gets the steal, which is a great move. Really, really good defensive play by him, and he's up by 8 early in the game. So like I said, I started off this game early. I mean, not very well. Almost turned the ball over there as well, but we do start to figure it out a little bit. Really nice speed glitch. Get a little bit of space. Green with Danny Ferry. Danny Ferry is one of my favorite cards in the game, as y'all know if y'all have watched my videos. His release is super, super smooth, super fast, pretty easy to green. He's got great dribble stakes. He's a great card, and he does come up clutch for me there. One thing I do want to point out right here, this is one of those plays that I think is very nice to point out simply because y'all will see, watch my Kristaps Porzingis. He has me crabbed, he has me behind him, and I click onto Kristaps and move him to the side so that I get a contest there. If I don't do that, he gets a wide open look and probably makes that shot. And y'all will see actually in just a second how that winds up happening. Like basically the next possession, it winds up hurting me. I get a nice back cut here, go up for an easy dunk. It's a good offensive play. Get his player stuck basically and get a good look. I think it's really this possession right here. It's the next possession. He gets a nice crab look right here. Wide open shot. Y'all will see. See, it's a wide open because my player got stuck behind him. I got lucky that he missed it, but that's really, really solid offense by him. And that's what I was trying to prevent in the first time that I failed to prevent the second time. Really nice defense by Ron again. His baits are so good. Ron is one of the best defensive players in the world. But I do a great job of getting, I do a great job of getting a lane there to the basket. Once you get that slight blow by animation, most of the time when you go up in this game, you're going to get a contact dunk. So in that situation, that's what I was looking for. Really good defense by me. He didn't really have a lot open. I did a good job of getting over the screen, on balling with Bill to make sure I was in good position, clicking back on and making sure I recover, and then he just threw a bad pass in all honesty. Throw ahead as well to Bill, getting myself an easy Showtime slam, and all of a sudden we have the lead, gone from down 14-6 to up 15-14. I think I played another pretty good defensive possession this possession as well. He gets I lagged. He got a good shot with KP. I lagged on that possession, but it was a 25% contest. Kind of got lucky that I got a contest considering I was lagging, didn't really have a lot of control. But he does obviously miss that. Throw a kind of risky pass, but one thing I want to point out about this pass specifically is watch where his LeBron is. You see his LeBron is playing too high. If his LeBron was playing right here, if I threw that pass, it would get stolen. But since he's playing so high, I'm able to throw the pass and get it over LeBron, then go baseline, get a Showtime dunk. And that's not something that I would have been able to do if his LeBron was playing deeper in the lane. I would have either turned the ball over or just had to not throw that pass. But instead, since he played so high, I was able to get it. And obviously there he gets a contact dunk. LeBron's the best. It happens. Then there's a lot of things I will say you'll see in this game as well. You kind of just have to live with. People say it's very important to keep your composure. I tried to get a crab there. Honestly, didn't need to do that last dribble move. I probably would have had a better shot if I just shot it without the sidestep. But that is the end of the first quarter. I'm up by 1 point. And as y'all will see throughout this game, oh, by the way, one thing I will note here, I put Bill Russell on ball here just because I felt like Ben Simmons was kind of getting exploited by LeBron, and Bill Russell's just such an elite defensive card. Every badge, every stat, really good tendencies. He has great defensive animations. I just wanted to try him on ball instead of Ben Simmons, and it actually wound up working pretty well this game. So changing up your defensive settings, changing up your matchups to adjust to what your opponent is doing is never a bad idea. Really good patience by Ron there with LeBron, running around getting himself a nice dunk. As y'all can see, LeBron is cooking me. LeBron's a really, really good card. Ron is very good with him. Another long athlete layup, same as earlier. They're very hard to contest. You'll wind up getting a lot of easy buckets off of those. And then pretty good defense there. I really could have had a bump steal pretty easily there. And then I do get a bump steal right there. Clicking on, as y'all can see, watch my uses of Ben Simmons in this possession. I could have gotten a bump steal there, but then I click on Ben Simmons and I bring him to the ball side hand, tap X, and I wind up getting a bump steal, which winds up turning into an easy bucket on the other end of the court. I'm going to skip ahead simply because, yeah, I did get a bucket. Wait, no, did I? I didn't get a bucket. I was wrong. I thought I got a bucket on that. I'm tripping, I guess. I thought I got a dunk somehow, but I guess not. What happened on this possession? My memory is failing me. This was dangerous pass. He could have clicked on LeBron easily and gotten a steal there, but I got lucky that he didn't wind up clicking on LeBron. He's a little bit late with his rotation. I get a wide open look. Bill Russell knocks down a white, which is what you like to see. His offensive possession, I lag. He gets a wide open dunk. Even if I wasn't lagging, I think I overplayed it to the point that he still would have had that dunk. But right here, I'm lagging. I'm just kind of like annoyed. Like, why am I lagging? I was lagging like 3 times. But didn't really wind up becoming much of an issue for the rest of the game, thankfully. He fouls right there, and we'll skip ahead a little bit. Great double team here. Double teams force jump balls. For those of y'all who don't know, in this game, if you're not able to beat the double team, get the ball out of your hands quickly, or do the double team break, which I'm not something I'm going to give out the sauce to. But he does a good job of forcing my hand there in a double team, getting a jump ball. I do win the jump ball. I did a really good job winning jump balls in this game, actually. And attack the rim with Simmons immediately. Get a wide open look with KP, bailout pass, screen. That's a great shot. Really, really solid offense. Good job getting floor spacing, penetrating the rim, forcing help, and hitting the open man for a nice look. He gets another really good look. Same thing. Penetrates the rim, forces the help, gets another open look, and I'm going to skip ahead because I did catch a raid while I was streaming this game. Which, by the way, reminds me, if y'all don't follow me on Twitch, make sure y'all go drop a follow, because I stream a lot of my competitive games on Twitch. I also just stream basically daily, whether I'm playing competitively or not on Twitch, so I would definitely recommend dropping a follow over there. But if y'all look at this shot, this is a really, really nice move. Tough shot. I don't really recommend taking this shot on Hall of Fame, but I get a nice ankle breaker animation Hall of Fame. I mean, that looks like blinders on next gen. We get a nice look at the rim. Green at Paul George has a really, really nice jump shot. It's a great shot, and I'm up by 5. Playing really, really well since I was down 14-6. Good drive by him. Fouls are going to happen. There's really nothing I could have done to prevent that besides probably playing just better defense with KP at the beginning of that possession. And we will skip ahead a little. I'm trying to skip ahead just because this is going to be a really, really long video one way or another. So when I have an opportunity to skip, I am going to. And I do want to say, just real quickly, for those of y'all who are watching this video in its entirety, or even those who are just watching it in part, I do appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate all the support. And I thought this video would just be a really, really cool idea because I've seen a lot of Madden YouTubers, and mainly Throne specifically. Good pass, good shot by him. I tried to foul. My player didn't foul. He got an open look. That's a great pass by him. But I've seen a lot of the Madden community showcasing their competitive games and like sweaty games and stuff, and I don't see a lot of that in 2K community. And I think it's something that could really potentially grow in the 2K community. So I wanted to give it a try with this video. We'll see how it does. So that being said, Bill Russell. Obviously, that's not a good pass. I threw a bad pass there. But I do a great job of being patient, getting an open look at the end of the position. Long athlete layup animation, releasing it early enough as well that I don't get a shot clock violation. And that's good patience by me. I did almost turn the ball over there. Very risky pass, but it wound up working out for the best. And as y'all see, I'm kind of on-balling the 5 out. That's something I definitely recommend people do because I had a chance at a block there. I played relatively good defense. I'm not fully on-balling it, but switching between on-ball and off-ball is something that you learn to do more and more when you play the game competitively. You can see the rotations that he's doing. Great patience by me, just running to the rim, getting my dunk with Paul George. He definitely had an opportunity to get a stop there, or I could have thrown it. If I threw any pass there, it's probably a baited pass, but instead he does a really good job of being patient there. If I don't reach with Bill Russell, I have a chance to get a block there or potentially get a stop, a contest of some sort on that. Unfortunately, I messed it up kind of. And as you can see here, I call my pick and roll so I can get some spacing because right there, the paint was kind of clogged. So I call my pick and roll instead to be patient. And again, patience in the paint. That's a bad shot. I thought he was going to catch and shoot from the farther towards the sideline in the mid-range. He didn't get a catch and shoot, which is tough. It does happen, though. You kind of just have to live with it. Bad defense by me as well. Giving up a wide open shot. I overran that with Ferry. Thankfully, he misses. But yeah, again, as you can see, I either go into my play or call a pick and roll on pretty much every possession just so I can make sure I guarantee my floor spacing. Nice take by KP. He wasn't really in position to get a steal with Dikembe. I get a nice Showtime dunk, and am now working myself towards team takeover, which is what you love to see. Pretty good defense. I mean, it's okay defense. He hits a white. It's on Hall of Fame, but whites do happen. Obviously, we've seen a few whites this game, and I could have gotten a bump there. It was risky defense. I wouldn't even say it was that good of defense. It was definitely risky because I had a chance to get a bump there. And if I didn't get the bump, I was giving up a wide open shot, which is something that sometimes you have to live with. And sometimes I recommend not making decisions like that. But in that situation, I just decided to take the risk. Good pass there by me. I see him have a step, throw it ahead. Could have had an and one animation there. Didn't wind up getting an and one. But That being said, I did put my bench in now, and I'm actually running Nick Batum, as y'all can see off my bench. I give up another wide open shot. That's just bad defense. Y'all can look and see how I helped down with Ferry. I didn't really need to help down with Ferry. Batum was in a good position, and I'm helping down to the paint for no reason with Danny Ferry. That's just a mistake that I should not be making. I need to recognize that and that's a bad pass as well. That was almost a turnover. I've got to be more patient. But I need to recognize that my player is in good offensive position and don't mess up like that, because that mistake could have cost me, and did cost me on a wide open 3, which is definitely something that you don't want to give up. But yeah, that's the half. Going into this half, I believe down by 2. Really solid first half. I just put myself on a hole early and then managed to climb back out of it, and down to it the half is not a bad thing at all. Good move by him. He really gets a wide open look to the rim. I basically threw myself out of the play with Batum, as y'all will see again on this replay. I basically tried to overplay it, and I got myself caught in the screen. Just assumed he was going to use the screen. He didn't. He rejects, and he gets a wide open dunk. Good move by him. And immediately you see I'm setting up my play. Every possession, I'm either setting up my play or calling for my pick and roll. There's a pick and roll. Same thing. Spacing the floor, calling for my pick and roll or pick and fade. Every single possession, I want to make sure I guarantee my floor spacing. Nice pass there. He had a chance at a steal, but I knew that if I got it there, since he was playing so high and close to the corner, there was a really good chance that I was going to get a dunk if I did get that pass through, which I did, and then went baseline. Smart foul there as well by me, as y'all can see. I just didn't want to give him opportunity for an easy dunk or wide open pass in transition, so I just fouled to stop the break, knowing that foul doesn't hurt me at all. He gets a wide open look there. That's a good shot, but whites don't go in that much on Hall of Fame, which is nice, so he does wind up missing that wide. I probably had Bol in hindsight wide open in the corner on that possession, but instead I didn't pass it, which is my fault. And then I drive to the rim, kind of go up with a stupid attempt at a shot. Honestly, it wasn't a very good shot. It wasn't very good shot selection, but I do get lucky and kind of bailed out with a foul. Good pass by him. I did a really good job of rotating from the corner of that possession, but he runs into my bump and I don't get the steal, which is annoying because he runs right into my player in a position to get the bump steal and I don't get it, which definitely frustrates me. I don't enjoy getting good position. And there we go. I almost had a bump and a block there. Almost pinched perfectly. Almost got a block as well. He does wind up getting a bucket out of it, which is just unfortunate because I had a really good chance at a stop on that possession. Immediately, I throw it ahead to Jimmy. I'm trying to get the ball into the front court as quickly as possible. And here you'll see I reset and space the floor because my floor spacing is really poor, so I'm resetting to try to space the floor out and give myself a better chance at an offensive possession. Really good patience there in the double team, hitting the wide open man, get an open look at the rim. And you want to keep moving with the double team. That's one way that will help you to have more time to make a decision. I'm moving away from the double team, so it saves me like a second or two and allows me to get that pass shot off. That possession, I show pressure. I'm going to go back and show that. You'll see that when he gets the ball to Kawhi, I'm showing pressure with Batum, sending a double team there, and then I'm basically picking a player to guard with Mutombo. If he throws that to Ben Simmons, it's open, but he expects that I might go with Mutombo to guard Simmons and then throw it to Mutombo because he thinks he's picking a rotation ahead. And in a situation like that, you kind of have to choose. And he chose wrong. That time was really solid defense by me. Again, fouling in transition. He has a really good chance at an open look at the basket. I don't want to give that up when I have fouls to give before the last 2 minutes of a quarter. Just trying to be smart. There, I'm trying to get a steal. I don't wind up getting the steal, but it is a good attempt. And then again, you can see I'm pinching from the corner. I'm trying to get that. If I hadn't jumped there, I had a really good chance at a contest or a block on if he goes up with that same play. But unfortunately, I jumped, which was my mistake. Same thing here. Bailout pass to the corner. That's a tough shot. A 13%, not without takeover. I honestly would have probably been better off going up and trying to get the dunk because there's a good chance I would have gotten a contact dunk. But that time it worked out. I wound up greening a tough shot, which is definitely something that, I mean, when you're able to green tough shots, credit to you. Skipping ahead just a little bit. He's got a decent-ish look with Mutombo, but he doesn't shoot it because Mutombo's release isn't all that good, which I can't blame him for. Really nice, patient defense as well, that possession. Make him basically shoot a really tough shot, and Mutombo gets a huge rebound. Throw ahead as well, and he winds up fouling in transition. Same thing, don't want to give up an opportunity for an easy points on the break before the last 2 minutes of the quarter. Use your fouls to stop the fast break because you don't want to lose to fast break. And again, you can see on Batum. And here's the thing. Y'all see the cards I'm using on the court right now? He gets a steal animation. That animation annoyed me because he didn't actually run into the bump. He tapped X and got an actual steal animation, not a bump animation, which frustrated me. But if y'all look at the players on the court right now, I have Dikembe Mutombo, who is very expensive, but everybody else is cheap. Everybody else is a buyout. I have Bol, who I applied some Hall of Fame badges to. Not a good shot there, by the way. That's my fault. In addition to Nick Batum, who's 10,000 MT, Jimmy Butler, who's free, and James Worthy, who's free. That just goes to show in a competitive game, I'm running a team that basically has one inexpensive player on it. You can easily compete and build this team as a no money spent player. This is my bench, obviously, and my starters do have a few more expensive cards, but even some free reward cards in my starting lineup as well, with Danny Ferry and Bill Russell. And you'll just see it's not hard at all to build a competitive level lineup in this game, even as a no money spent player. Really good patience by me on that possession, not wanting to risk a turnover by throwing anything. A good reset pass as well. He's playing good defense, though. I thought I had more space than I did to get off that shot off the peak, which I didn't, unfortunately. And then LeBron rebounds Mutombo because Mutombo was tired, which is unfortunate. I didn't actually think that possession was a bad possession. He just jumped a very timely jump. Good job by him. And then I didn't get the rebound because Mutombo was tired, which happens. But honestly, that was a pretty good possession. And he calls a timeout, which is basically an exploit. I didn't even realize you could do. You can call a timeout when you get bumped like that. I didn't realize you could call a timeout in that situation because I didn't think you had possession anymore. But apparently you can. So credit to Ron for figuring that out and taking advantage of that, preventing himself from getting a turnover because I was about to get a bump with Batum. I just put my starters back in the game for the end of this quarter, and he gets I don't know how he got that blow by. This is one of the weirdest plays of the game. This gameplay really kind of annoyed me, but also because I just don't know how he winds up getting a blow by out of this. Ferry overruns it to the corner somehow. It gets a speed burst. I don't know how he does that. And then he goes up with KP on two people and gets fouled. And that just frustrated me. He paused. I paused back. Obviously, there's no beef there. Me and Ron are good friends. But that possession was just really weird to me. He winds up knocking down his 2 free throws. And yeah. So next possession, I'm speed boosting up the court. He breaches with Paul George. I wait for him to reach, and then I thought I was going to get a dunk animation there. I get a pull-up jump shot animation, which is an annoying animation, but it happens. Luckily, I hit it. I want to talk through what I'm doing on this possession specifically. If you see how much space I have between me and his player, I'm trying to prevent him from getting a wide open lane to the basket. If he runs straight to the basket, I have a chance to get a contest. So I would prefer him to shoot this shot right here at 4-3, which is unconventional, I know, because it's a tough shot off the dribble, and I know I might be able to get a contest. Problem is, Ron greens it. Great shot. I do get a hand up, get a little bit of a contest. He greens the shot. But on Hall of Fame, I would rather give up a slightly tough off the dribble, slightly contested shot like that than give up a wide open Showtime dunk. I'm using B right there to try to bring the player to me to not turn the ball over. And unfortunately, I wind up turning the ball over anyway, but because just tough animation. Good defense by Ron as well by clicking on. He shoots a shot that was too deep, and this play frustrated me as well. I had a wide open lane to the basket, and I wind up getting dunked or getting blocked, which just frustrates me, and the ball goes out of bounds instead of me having a chance to put the ball back in at the end of the quarter, which does wind up costing me, and we go into the third quarter go into the fourth quarter down by 4. So, beginning of the fourth quarter, I get an ankle breaker animation on LeBron, which is really nice because that gives me the ability to advance in the front court with basically no effort. Throw the pop, get the ball to KP, and he gets a jump ball animation basically immediately. I don't really have any time to react, which is frustrating. Those double teams can get you at times. And that's a really nice time double team by him. Good stuff by him, forcing that pickup ball and that jump ball. So, I do win the tip because KP is 7'10", which I wish he could jump like he can in 2K in real life. But again, floor spacing, calling my play, spacing the floor, and I get a dunk animation. I get blocked again. And at this point, I'm just frustrated because I've gotten blocked 3 times in the last couple minutes. I've had a couple of bad animations go my way, and he hits a 3 as well. Great shot, and he's up by 7. And I'm just annoyed because I just have not gotten any animations to go my way the last couple of minutes. A risky-ish pass there as well. Not a terrible pass, but not a great pass. And I'm just kind of annoyed. But I do manage to keep my composure pretty well and wind up getting a pretty good look at the basket. I get lucky that wasn't a steal, actually, because really, really good defense by Ron. He rotated perfectly and could have gotten a steal, and I get lucky but then I don't green. I missed the wide open shot. He forces a bad shot with takeover, which was lucky for me that he didn't wind up getting a better shot that possession. And here I'm trying to rim run. Immediately resetting, calling my spacing, my pick and roll, and I get a wide open dunk with Simmons. He's playing too high with Chris Steps, isn't able to recover in time, and I cut it to 5. So here I'm blitzing the screen with Chris Steps. He does a great job of reading that, but I wind up getting lucky and getting a block with Paul George. He did a good job of reading that play, and thankfully 2K gave me a block back because they've given him a couple blocks. And I get a really, really nice peekaboo 3 with Ferry. He winds up reaching it. These are the small things that I want to point out. I just want to point out, watch his Paul George real quickly, this play. Watch how he reaches, and then it winds up giving me enough space to get off the 3. He reaches there to try to get a bump. He misses the bump. I get enough space for a wide open 3. If he doesn't reach there, I'm not going to get that space with that 3-pointer. Again, it's kind of a risk-reward play when you're playing defense there. He could have gotten a bump steal. I got a little bit lucky that he didn't get the bump, and it wound up giving me enough space to get off an open 3 and green the shot. He does a great job again of beating the pressure, throwing the ball ahead, getting an open dunk, which is good offense by him. And immediately I'm just trying to push the ball in transition, avoiding the bump steal. I do a good job avoiding the bump steal that possession, switching the hands of the ball. But unfortunately, I don't get a contact dunk. I thought I was going to get a contact dunk animation that possession, which I don't get. Definitely a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. We're down by 4. He has the ball, so I'm immediately like knowing I have to get some stops here because I'm in position to lose. I go for a stop there with KP. I thought I rotated perfectly and baited him, and I don't get the ball, which is just a frustrating moment in this game. He gets an open shot with LeBron as well and winds up missing it, which is a blessing for me because if he hits that, it's a 7-point game with 2.5 minutes left, and that's just going to be tough to come back from. Immediately, you see, call my play, getting into my pick and roll, speed boosting the rim, get a wide open look from PG, and I miss it, but I don't. Thankfully, 2K lets me hit a whites. And as y'all can see, the algorithm has kind of switched a little bit in this fourth quarter, and immediately it screws him as well. You'll see it pushes him out of bounds, which is just tough. So y'all can see, I gotta talk about this play as well. But the algorithm has been favoring me a little bit in this fourth quarter, which is good because it was favoring him for much of the game. It switched back, and I go to throw the ball to Paul George, and I should know that the way that 2K is this year, the AI rotates from wing to corner all the time. He takes a bad shot, I get an open look, but I should not have thrown that pass because that is something that, even if that's not realistic and doesn't happen in real life, is something that does just consistently happen in 2K, which is annoying. But not much I can really do about it. I call a timeout here just to regroup and get myself ready for the final push in this game. Getting the ball back in, I pass the ball to PG. I've made some subs. PG's now playing the 3, and I get a wide open look. Really good offense. Great job of getting my defender into the screen, creating some space, and greening an open shot. And now I'm up 2. That's a huge shot. Getting myself a 3 to switch from being down to being up a possession. And I give up an open dunk on the other hand. Did not recover or rotate off of Bill Russell at all that possession, and wind up giving an open 3. And again, you'll see, trying to be patient, trying not to turn the ball over, trying not to risk anything on these possessions. Basically make the smart pass, and Bill Russell gives me a dunk, and I get blocked again. I got blocked so much this game, and I'm just frustrated. Y'all see that I wind up going and checking the blocks there, and then I wind up making a defensive adjustment as well, so I will skip forward. But I'm just annoyed in that situation because I've gotten blocked a bunch this game, and it's definitely gotten on my nerves. But let's go back. He winds up getting the ball somehow. Oh, I know what happened. I went to throw the ball ahead to Bill Russell, and he gave him a steal animation somehow, and he doesn't take his dunk, which is a terrible decision, but he gets an offensive rebound, a wide open look, and greens it with LeBron. I'm just frustrated at that point because he passed open a wide open dunk, and then he shot an open shot, missed it, and I don't get the rebound, and then he winds up getting another shot and greens it, which is a good shot for him, but I would have just rather I have the dunk because then I'm at only down 4 instead of 5. But I'm down 5 with 1:20 left, and I'm just kind of like, okay, next possession, got to lock in. Really nice rim run patience there by Bill Russell. He was in a position to get a block with Christian Wood if I go up with that early, or not Christian Wood, with I don't actually know who it was, but he was in position. I think Paul George actually. He was in a position to potentially get a block, but I do a great job of being patient until that Paul George is rotating toward the corner. And then y'all see Bill Russell absolutely sitting on defense, getting himself a contest as well, playing elite defense, which is why Bill Russell is on ball, to do exactly that. And I considered shooting that shot. I don't wind up shooting it, and I wind up just going super patient offense. Y'all will see. I think this is one of my best offensive possessions of the game. I get an open look. I pass it up for an even better look. Throw corner, wide open, and I have to green. But I knocked down another huge white, which is absolutely massive. But I did a great job of creating an open shot and being super patient on that possession, creating an amazing look to tie the game. Just got to green it, but thankfully I do get lucky and it goes in. Good defense as well. Look at Bill Russell just absolutely sitting on defense. Bill Russell is sit man for a reason. I absolutely love that card. Great job as well by me. I just think in general in this possession, get a 24% contest. That's a tough shot on Hall of Fame, even with takeover, and he winds up getting the offensive rebound and then passing the ball to me. I think he didn't mean to pass to that person, which is just unfortunate for him because that's not the person that he meant to pass the ball to, and I wound up getting a turnover out, which is huge. So I sit here and decide on all my basically the players that I want to sub in, and I'll go and find basically the players that I wind up subbing in. At the end of the day, I sub in Batum because I think he's better as a 300 than Ben Simmons. I'd rather have him in the game because he can curry slide. I wind up putting in better offensive options at the 5 and 4 with Kristaps and Bol since they're my best 2 offensive bigs in my opinion, and I wind up leaving everything else the same just because I like the offense that these players on court give me. But that being said, y'all will see immediately. Look at this possession and look what I do. First of all, I have 3 players. If y'all can see, player in the corner, player here, player here. I have terrible floor spacing right here. I should have just backed out and reset so that I would have an opportunity to just go look for a better shot. But what do? I drive and then I go to kick to the corner and he is absolutely sitting on it with Kristaps. It's just a terrible mistake by me. And then he throws it ahead, has a chance for dunk, and 2K gives me one of those blocks back. Those blocks that he was getting early in the game, I wind up getting one of them there, which is absolutely massive. I run to the rim, Showtime slam, nice speed glitch, and we wind up going up by 2, and I honestly know that Ron is definitely relatively frustrated. But Ron does a great job, as y'all can see right here. He throws to this center. And I'm just going to tell you what happens. When you throw to this center, this back cut is always going to be open unless it's used by Paul George. And I miss it because I'm trying to recover. I don't click onto Paul George. He winds up getting the back cut for an easy dunk, which is just disappointing to me because I could have gotten a stop there. And I have a wide open look with KP and I should have shot it, but I drove to the rim, thought I got fouled or could make the layup with a 15% and I miss it, which is just absolutely unfortunate. I should have just taken my wide open mid-range, but I thought I was going to get a dunk or a foul or a layup and I just don't wind up getting it, which is just very unfortunate. Skipping ahead through the timeout, I do wind up subbing in my beat defensive lineup, and he winds up trying to throw a backdoor lob. I'm sitting right on that. Even if Dikembe doesn't get to it, Ben Simmons is going to knock it away, and we're going to go to overtime, which for a game this good, obviously you want to see overtime. So I have my defensive quote-unquote lineup in right now. You see Mutombo at the 5, Bill Russell at the 4, James Worthy at the 3, 6'9", Paul George at the 2. He's my shortest player on the court. And again, you'll see going to the post, being super patient on the offensive end of the court so I make sure I don't turn the ball over. Get him to move into the screen with James Worthy, and I get a contact dunk jam animation with James Worthy. And the thing about that is James Worthy has a lot more stamina than Bill Russell, which I think helps him in that situation. James Worthy hasn't played basically the whole fourth quarter and has a lot more stamina, which makes him get that contact dunk animation because he's full of energy, which is nice. I get the ball into Ben Simmons after he made a nice offensive play on the other hand, and immediately it's rim run. I should have taken that open shot with James Worthy. I got to shoot the ball. I have another opportunity at a rim run here, and I mess it up again. I go to pass to James Worthy, and I pass it too late. I screwed up myself. I had an opportunity to get a bucket there, and I just wound up being too indecisive, and it winds up costing me a bucket, which is just absolutely tragic. Bill Russell, again, huge block there. They're giving me the blocks back from the regular time in overtime, which is huge, and I get a wide open look with Paul George in the corner. His corner drops, and I get a wide open 3, which I green. Finally, actually greening a shot, which is beautiful. Pretty good defense on this other end as well. Like, I don't think I really could have played much better than that. Ben Simmons and Dikembe had a chance to get a contest there, a block, and he just winds up getting a contact dunk through 2 people, which, I mean, what am I going to do at the end of the day? Great double team by him as well, rotating to get that steal. Just great offense by him, and I unfortunately foul. Like, Ben Simmons is in a position there that he doesn't have to foul, and he fouls, which winds up giving KP 2 free throws, which he knocks down. And here you see I'm just trying to be patient, trying not to turn the ball over, trying not to run into any bump steals or anything like that. Rim running here, he had good rotation by LeBron, but he was a little bit out of position, and I'm doing right back at him. Rim run city. He rim runs at me, I rim run right back at him with Ben Simmons and get a contact dunk on Kristaps, which is huge. Puts me back up 1. I could have probably had a steal there if I clicked onto Paul George, but I didn't. Again, great pass fake there as well to pick up the ball so he doesn't get a bump steal, because if he keeps running there, there's a very good chance he gets up. I get a bump steal with either Paul George or James Worthy, and he immediately calls his pick and roll to get his spacing. And I want to go back over this play real quickly just to point out what I did on defense that was different in this specific play. So y'all will see. He is calling his pick and roll, and I know his goal is to speed glitch into the screen, and I'm basically predicting that he's going to try to use the screen. If he goes away from the screen, based on where I am, I still have a chance to recover, but I'm basically trying to beat the screen and get over the screen, knowing that also gives me a chance to get bumpy with the speed glitch. So you'll see, I click onto Paul George right there, and I move him up to try to get around the screen and also have a chance to get a bump, and I luckily get that bump still by clicking on and clicking up. If I don't do that, I probably get stuck in the screen and he gets an open look, or I have to switch with another player. And here, I probably honestly should have run to the side and peeked, but I didn't. I got a wide open Showtime dunk instead, though, just by resetting, calling my screen, and being patient. And I'm up by 3 points in this situation right here. So he does a great job of finding an open man, getting a contact dunk, and I mean, I guess great job getting a contact dunk. That's kind of lucky, but it was a good pass by him, and he did have a step, so I can't be too mad about it. Right on the other hand, again, trying to be patient, trying not to make any mistakes, running around, getting a Showtime dunk with Dikembe, basically beating in the corner with his Kristaps getting a blow by getting a dunk. Again, just trying to be patient. And there he basically glitches through my Thon, which is just so unfortunate, because if he doesn't get that, I could have easily gotten a bump steal there, but his thon basically just goes through my bin, which is super unfortunate. I try to run a pick and fade with Paul George, throw it into him, and I take a bad shot. I should have been much more patient, gone into the post, and found an open man to reset my possession, but instead I go up with a bad shot and it winds up letting him get out in transition and getting an open dunk off that lob. So at that point, I'm just like, I know I messed up, and this possession was just, it was ugly. I tried to get my spacing. He's doing a great job of defensive rotations. I can't really throw it to anybody because nobody's actually open, so I bring James Worthy to get the ball, and I'm like, okay, well, it's Rim Run City. We both been running the whole overtime, and I get a contact dunk, and it's absolutely huge play by James Worthy. And just like, was that a super high skill possession? No, but I gave myself a chance by getting a blow by and going to the rim. This is the last possession of the game right here, and you can see I'm going to go back just to go over this possession, this defensive possession. Is there a way that I can actually go over it in slow motion? Can I can. So I'm going to run this one back in 0.5. So I can talk through what I'm doing easier on this possession. Try to get a bump with James Worthy right there. Obviously I missed it. I click back off. I click right here with Paul George in case he were to continue running to potentially get a bump right there. I immediately see that he has this lane wide open. This is where he's going to go because I've clicked on him over here with Paul George and got the bump, which stops my feet right here. So I click onto Russell, which is right here, and bring Russell right here to cut off the baseline drive to not give him that. I then click onto Mutombo to bring him up to potentially get a steal here with LeBron, but I don't commit to the steal. He throws the pass, and I don't commit to the steal. I do tap X in case I would get a Hall of Fame interceptor animation and get the tip on it, which I don't, which is okay. But he goes to shoot. I've clicked X, which means I'm closer to the ball here. It would have been contested if he shot that, so he passes out of the shot. I do a great job of recovering with Mutombo to right here to cut off the baseline drive, so he's immediately looking at a tough shot. He knows he's looking at a tough shot. 1.9 seconds left. He passes out to Bill Russell. I overclose out with Paul George. This was almost a huge mistake. If there's another second on this clock, he might win this game. But I overclose out with Paul George, and he gets an open look with Bill Russell. But because there's not enough time left on the clock, it winds up being a flick up, and flick ups basically never go in on Hall of Fame. And I wind up winning by that much. That was a absolute heck of a game. One of the best games I've played this year against a top 5 player. Basically in the world, and Ron is just an exceptional player, so I don't want to take anything away from him. He played very, very well in that game, as did I down the stretch. And yeah, I mean, that's also shows the power of contact dunks. Sometimes it's who gets the last contact. But looking at this team comparison, I just want to show this real quickly. The reason that I won is because I shot better from the 3-point line. But the combination of whites and greens, he didn't green a lot of open shots, which was huge to preventing him from winning this game. I had a couple more turnovers than he did. But it was a pretty well played game by both of us. We both played really well on the defensive end of the court, made it life tough for our opponents. But I got a couple more open shots and just barely made a couple plays down the stretch that wound up winning me that game. And it was a super, super close game. Obviously, GG's to my guy, Ron. So that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy this type of video, I know it's a long video. It's probably over 30 minutes at this point. But if you did enjoy this video, please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment as well. Let me know what you thought of this game. And if you'd like to see future competitive games on the channel, I know this is a very interesting type of video. It's kind of a long video. It's not very cut, but I do hope you all enjoy. And if you do enjoy, also make sure you hit that subscribe button to help us slowly push towards that 2,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I really appreciate all the recent support on the videos, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.